Hiring, onboarding, and leading a remote team as a digital nomad brings with it a unique set of challenges. In this video, I want to share with you the process we've put together to onboard our new hires. It saves a lot of time and really ensures our team works at the quality I'm wanting them to. Well, I should say, at least ensures starting out they work the way I want them to and sets them on the path to working the quality we want them to. Hey, my name's Eric. I'm a full-time digital nomad entrepreneur. I own and run a digital marketing agency. I've got 4 full-time employees, and we've got several part-time team members and freelancers and fulfillment partners that we work through. And I am putting this video together as a resource that goes with what you see right there on my screen, the Remote Work Success Bundle for Digital Nomads. This is available on my website. It's got 3 sections in it. Section 1 really is for those that are just getting started out, probably not really. It's really designed for those not even traveling yet. And I go over my entire portable work office, what my equipment is and all that stuff. And just, and some things to think about when it comes to time management when you're about to transition to full-time travel or running your business while you're on the road. In section 2 of the bundle, I share some resources that I use for productivity and time management while traveling full time. And then the 3rd section is this, hiring and onboarding and leading a team. And so this video goes along with that section of the bundle. If you would like all of the resources in the bundle, you can head over to dnepodcast.com and download the resource bundle, Remote Work Success Bundle for Digital Nomads. All right, so why do I like this system that I'm about to share with you so much? An example of it would be last June, we hired a new full-time director of digital marketing services. She is in El Salvador, and I wasn't going to be able to meet with her on a regular basis. We were in a growth period. I had a full slate day in and day out of what I needed to be focused on, as well as my other team it did as well. We were very, very busy at the time. Well, luckily, I already had a system put together and a resource that I had been using as we have been hiring new employees. And so I gave her on her first day, we scheduled a 1-hour Zoom. And after that hour Zoom, she had everything she needed to spend her first full week learning. And when we met at the beginning of week 2, we were having a conversation and I mentioned something in it. I'm like, that's in Hive. And Hive is our project management system. And she immediately went, oh, okay. And I was watching her screen. She was doing a screen share to show me a couple of things she had been working on. She immediately switched over to Hive, clicked on the right place, opened this thing. She knew exactly what I meant when I just said, that's in Hive. Well, how did she know that? I hadn't trained her. Nobody on my team had trained her. She had taught herself. This is what we call a scorecard, an onboarding scorecard. It lets our new team members see exactly how they're winning during their first couple of weeks. And so I'm going to show you our scorecard. This is one we just used not too long ago. I just deleted the person's name off of it. But basically what happens, the moment someone is hired, the first thing we do is we set up a call with me on using their scorecard or their leader, actually. So in this first column here, you see what they got to do. Here's who's responsible for this or who they have to meet with. And then here are any details. And then they've got a place they can leave notes. And then the date that it's completed. And I have this and they have this. And throughout their first week, I come in and look at this. And I'm able to see, but down through the column, are they making progress? Are they onboarding themselves? And that's really what I want them to do. And so their leader goes over that. with them, their scorecard and stuff like that. And then for right now, they have to work with me to access their ITS. ITS is the acronym we use for the abbreviation for our company. It's called In Transit Studios, and we don't type that out every time. So internally, we use ITS. The only place we use this is internally, and all of my team knows that. But how do they know that? I don't teach them. Nobody else teaches them. They learn it by going through the scorecard. Because what happens is the moment I give them access to their email, their In Transit Studios email, we use Google Workspace. We then have them set up the LastPass. We use LastPass for password management. And here's a video that walks them through that. And it is a Loom video. And I have several Loom videos that I've recorded that introduces the tools that we use. Now, how did I create all of these? Very simply, the first person I hired, I just started making training videos for them. And I've reused those ever since. And so I just walked through in that video what is LastPass and how we use it. And then they have to create a LastPass account and they just start working down through these videos. So I've got several pre-recorded Loom videos. We also want to, whenever possible, have our team do what's known as first generation training. So what is first generation training? Let's use Hive, for example. Hive is our project management system. It's also our team communication system. In fact, it's a lot of system. We use Hive for a lot of things, and our team is in it every day, all day long. And it's really our virtual office, if you will, in a lot of ways. And so I need everybody to really know how to use Hive, how to create projects, action cards. Everybody has to know how to use Hive inside and out. Well, how did I learn Hive when we first signed up? And when we first started using Hive, I had one full-time employee, Peter, our director of web services, and him and I both needed to learn how to use Hive. So you know what we did? We watched the tutorial videos from Hive. We watched the training videos. It was really obvious for us after that. And that is how, when our director of digital marketing services, Peo, her first week, after being on 1 week, she had come down through to the point where she had gone and used the library of tutorials at Hive. Because you can see a lot of these say self. Okay, a lot of these say self. She was able to get in there and watch those training videos. And I know how long all of these take, and I expect them to sit there and watch them all. And it's really easy to know if they don't do it. When we have their first check-in call, I can ask a couple questions real quickly. If they have marked off completed, I can just ask them a real quick question about Hive and know if they didn't watch it. And if they didn't watch it, but they said they watched it, they've probably just lost their job. Now, that doesn't happen though, because as I talk about in the remote, the success guide for working remotely, one of the things I talk about in there is the first thing we interview for is character. We want to hire people that have high character, that have a track record of being truth tellers, that have integrity. And so we have a very slow hiring process, but I'll fire you really fast if need be. I'm not going to keep somebody on my team that doesn't have integrity, that says they did something and then they didn't do it. I don't have time for that. And so it doesn't happen, but that is what would happen. So there's a lot of things in here. Now, I also have a whole series of videos on our vision, our mission, our core values. I have a video training on communicating with clients. And in there, I talk about the fact we never use ITS with clients. And I've got a few other things in that training where I talk about how we communicate to clients. We never use acronyms without explaining them. We would never email a client and say, just SEO. We always, the very first time, say search engine optimization and then brackets SEO. And then you can use it after that. But our brand promise says that our focus is for our clients' ultimate success. And one of the ways that we do that is the U of the word focus is understand their point of view. Our clients hire us because we're the marketing experts, and some of us are tech geeks, and our clients aren't. So we don't use acronyms. We don't talk in techie talk. I have a whole video series just on how we communicate with our clients. Every new person on my team watches through that. And there's even some quiz questions that go along with it. We use a platform called Right Now Media. And within Right Now Media for Work, all of our clients get a Right Now Media for Work account. I'm able to provide training videos in there. Plus, there are a slew of videos in there that they can watch anytime they want for personal development. There's things in there on time management. There's all kinds of productivity things in there, leadership lessons in there, leadership series by leadership gurus and, big name leadership folks. There's also, though, in there really great studies on marriage and parenting and finances. And there's so much in Right Now Media at Work. It's absolutely amazing. Plus, they have a whole library of kids videos so they can use Right Now Media at work with their kids, their family. There's a lot inside there, and it's a benefit of employment that we give our team when they join in Transit Studios. But there's also our training library in there. And as time goes along, every month, every other month, at least once a quarter, I add a new training video. So I've got training videos in there on our brand promises and stuff like that. New hires have to watch the ones that we mark in there during their onboarding, and then over their first 3 months they catch up on all the others, and then they're all caught up, and then anytime I put out a new training video, it's there for everybody. Now, the other reason I like this is because this is easy for me to be out of time zone sync. If I'm in the time zone of the United States, right now I'm in the Central Standard Time Zone of the United States of America. We're in Costa Rica as I'm recording this. I've got new hires in India, and we're completely out of time zone sync. No problem. It's easy to find time that where we have some overlap where we can have an hour Zoom, and then that's what we do. So we always set somebody's start date on a Monday. We kick their day off, their Monday off, with a video, with a one-on-one Zoom with their leader. We explain the scorecard. We make sure before we get off that call that they've got access to their email, and then LastPass, because inside LastPass are usernames and passwords for all these different things we need. And in their email, we've already sent them their invite to, Hive. We've sent them an invite to accept access into LastPass, to their Right Now Media account. There's all these things they get inside of there. So there's just a lot down through here, a lot of trainings. We also have a series of trainings that are, these sections change significantly based upon your job. So, for example, we do have a pre-record of our webinar that we do once a month. It's part of our sales funnel. And so most of our clients have been through our webinar. So everybody on our team has to watch the webinar, because that webinar is really central to how we operate our agency. It really encompasses our philosophy, our approach that we take to digital marketing. And then if somebody is being hired into the web services side of things, there's going to be a whole bunch of videos that they have to watch that somebody in digital marketing doesn't have to watch, that somebody in sales doesn't have to watch. So, and then there are videos in sales that people in web services or digital marketing services doesn't have to watch. So the bottom part of this gets customized based upon what it is, what position you're being hired for, what, division of the company you're being hired into. So this is how we onboard folks, and it's really super simple to start building this. It is your template for this should be a living document, meaning that you're adding to it regularly, but really you grow into this. You don't go into this. You're not going to create this one day. This is something, because if you're watching this, you're probably like me. You probably are in a season where you're building the airplane while you're flying it. Now, our airplane is in the air and flying pretty well, but from time to time, we do some renovations of the interior of the plane, but it has to keep flying. The plane being our company. And depending on what stage of business you're in, depends upon the chaos of your plane and just what it is. But it's probably already off the ground flying. Your business is probably already off the ground working with some clients. And you're not going to have time to dedicate to put this elaborate system together before you hire someone. So what you want to do is when you go to hire your first person, just think through what are those first few things that I'm going to need them to do right away. And then maybe for that person, you're going to have to make some custom videos. That's totally fine. Just don't say their name. All right. And a lot of these videos, I made them for my very first hire, for when I onboarded Peter. But none of those videos say, hey, Peter, I'm going to show you. No, they all just start, in this video, we're going to blah, 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 blah. All right. And I don't actually say blah, 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 because nobody speaks that. All right. This is how we onboard our team in Entrance Studios. It's very, very helpful. I think this is a good system, whether you're a nomad or not. But I think this is a really useful system if you are a digital nomad, onboarding a team that are in different time zones. Plus, you have these videos if somebody is dropping the ball a little bit when it comes to like communicating to your team. We have ways that we communicate with one another, or you notice that they're struggling with their communication with the client, or they were doing something okay, but they started to kind of drift. Just send them the link to the video again. All right. And just send them back to it. But this is the scorecard. Well, I hope you found this helpful. Again, this is a resource video that I created to go along with my, bundle, the Remote Work Success Bundle for Digital Nomads. If you would like the entire thing, head on over to dnepodcast.com. You can download the resource bundle while you're there. And if you've never listened while you're there, go ahead and check out the podcast. Love to have you as a listener. All right. Thanks for watching this video. And if you want to, you can subscribe to the channel. I don't put out regular entrepreneurship information here on this channel. This channel, Family of Dashes, is more about our family travels. I'm a full-time digital nomad, like I said at the beginning of the video, with my wife and our 4 kids. But I wanted to put out a couple of these videos. I wanted to put a couple of these videos together for the resource guide. I thought, where are these going to live? And I thought, well, I'll put them on there. And, if people come across them and they find it helpful, they might find the rest of the bundle helpful. And if you did, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video. Again, I'm going to put out some more of these videos probably, but not on any type of regular, consistent basis. I'm not a video creator. That's not what I do, especially on any type of ongoing basis. All right. Well, anyway, that's enough of that. We've got to the end of the video. Thanks for watching.